Hey there folks, and welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time we started our war with Ebla, and things went off to a great start. This is one of my most absolutely triumphant beginnings to any war, maybe in my channel's history. I think things are really just unbelievably going very, very well. To the point where I've actually changed my goals from just dismantling Ebla's hegemony in the area to dismantling Ebla the tag to some extent, with the new goal of seizing Ugarit as a client state for myself as opposed to just releasing them from Ebla, and also seizing more of Kadesh than I had planned originally, and forcing Ebla to release nations that will take away some of their population. Generally speaking, Ebla is going to be demoted in a big way when this war is over. But for now, we're going to continue along with our sieges and whatnot. There is the Ugarit army mysteriously wandering south. I don't know where they're going, but they're not going to stay around Irkata. This is the war target, so keeping Irkata under our control is very important for war score. So we're sending our mercenaries down to kind of facilitate that. Our main levy should be finishing the Ugarit siege soon. Once I finish the Ugarit siege, I get access to sort of the second best possible peace deal, which is the Ugarit client state transfer and seizing Kadesh peace deal. But I do want to get more of the Kadesh region, so I'm not really going to go to peace quite yet. Or not really, I won't go to peace quite yet. But with that being said, let's go ahead and resume here. So yeah, things are going very, very well. I don't want to, jinx it here, but things are just surprisingly going well. I'm so used to this game kind of having such bad luck for me, but nope. We are doing very well. I think it's mostly just because of Ebla's bad timing with going to war with their northern neighbors, Amar and whatnot. So yeah, definitely. I mean, Ebla was seizing an opportunity when Amar was fighting Tutul, so I don't blame them 100%. But literally, I had all of the men of Canaan standing around with their spears in hand. So Ebla should have had plenty of advance notice of what I was trying to do. No excuse really for that one. I guess in fairness, their minor king only has one marshal, so maybe he didn't understand what was going on, but he should have been able to figure it out, honestly. Now, whatever the case. So yeah, I think at this point we can go ahead and actually unstar him, because I'm so unconcerned about him. We are good to go. These guys are coming back now, but my mercs are arriving. Actually, they're not going to stand around here, interestingly. Okay. My mercs will come protect Irkata until the reinforcement mercs arrive as well, and my levy will come soon behind them. But yeah, we are looking good. Won the siege down here, that's great. I think this force is actually going to come, let's see. Where should I send these guys? I think these guys are going to come up to Napa. This is not in the region, but I just want more war score at the minute. So let's come up to Tanapa and try to get that as well. Maybe we win a 7% siege. That would be... We got a civic advance as well. Population capacity and monthly food modifier. Great. Okay, so let's do this really quick. What do we want from this? We could get granted citizenship for pop promotion speed, or Freeman output, or lots of other good things too. What do I want? This one down here, cultural administration, is really strong for pop simulation speed and the PI bonus. But perhaps we should start to look a little bit at our military techs. We could eventually make our way to professional training. Without the laws coming, for military laws coming from this stuff, it's a bit weaker, but things like the discipline bonus are worth not ignoring. And I'm thinking a little bit about my future, where it's not Ebla I'll be worried about, but it's going to be people like Ursu and their vassal Alalak, or Mari, who's entering into the area. They've had some kind of weird fights, but they definitely are a significant danger, and they aren't very friendly to me. So I'm not going to own territory near Mari, but I need to be aware of their ascent nearby. Similarly, I'm getting to a point where I might need to start thinking about getting involved in the Egyptian politics a little bit. Maybe not quite yet. We shouldn't get too far ahead of ourselves here, but whatever the case. Getting a free province investment is never a bad idea, and it reduces the cost permanently from here, so that's kind of nice. Reducing army weight might also be quite good. That being said, I feel like we have more economy stuff to get first. Honestly, I think I might go for diplomatic range from coding, as being able to getting one more relation would be handy later, and more range just unlocks more trade options. So I think this is worthwhile getting, honestly. I think this is a good chance to get it, because there's nothing else I need right away. That being said, I think I will go ahead and get Fetiales. just to get a bit closer to Triumphal Coins in an emergency situation. I think it's probably smart to have that available on unexpectedly. So the Fetial priests were a group of ancient Latin priests who performed unusual rites relating to the declaration of war. Alright. The actual bonus, this is nice to get also before our peace deal, for what that's worth, but it's more about getting closer to that. Okay. Let's proceed. Your Defender's Desert is a pretty good roll, so that I'm happy with that, honestly. Alright, so these guys are just going to wander away. I don't know where they're going. If they retake places like Kadesh, that's not a big deal. We'll come over there in a moment. Again, this area over here is very protected from Ebla. They can't reach without any access through Alalak, so I think we're fine. Arashat's daughter, Denel, or her son, rather, Denel, came of age. Only 3 Marshal isn't great, and unfortunately, that is much weaker than his younger sister, Masha. We do have equal succession, but that only would help if Masha was older, so we have another succession problem here. He's otherwise okay, but 3 Marshal is really not ideal. Can I get him a High Marshal wife? I can do that now, if I wanted to. Let me think about this. Let me actually do this not right this second. I don't think we're going to run out of women to choose from, given just a bit of time. So I can worry about this once the war's over. I think that this war is definitely Ipterdagon's last war while he is alive, that I'm planning at least. We're going to go to a long peacetime after this and just chill out, and he will earn... Are they going to come siege Charbine? Really? That is the weirdest thing to focus on, but okay, sure. Yeah, once this war's done, we're going to definitely take a long period of peacetime, and Ipterdagon will enjoy his triumphal reign as the king of Dammâseq and then later Aram. An absolute legend, to be sure. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and grab Jabab as well. Lots of war score from that. Let's see if we get the Ugarit win at 35%. Fingers crossed, but I have no hope. Oh, I guess I should have had hope. None shall hide. Alright. Come on down. Once these guys are organized, we're going to come over and relieve the siege over here. But our peace deal may be imminent. Although we do need to get the Amatu fort to get this part of the deal as well. Alright, so yeah, let me see now what our options are. So let me reset everything. If I want Kadesh, and then I want you to give me Ugarit as a client state. So what is this? We can read what this does now. Almost 2 gold per month from Ugarit is a lot. I protect them from attack, which realistically means that very few people will attack Ugarit unless they're comfortable fighting me. They join me in wars, which has ups and downs. I now will have to deal with the AI being involved in my wars, and I can't just not bring them. Although that being said, I think I might be allowed to decline to invite them in the war declaration. I'm not sure how it works for vassals, but for allies you can decline to invite them. So we might be able to keep Ugarit out of our wars if we really want to, and then call them in if we really need to. I can integrate them later, which is really nice. I might try to integrate them diplomatically and get the land like that, as opposed to conquering it. Because they're the wrong culture group, that might be the smarter move, honestly. Limited diplomacy is really big. They can only export to me. I actually didn't know that that was a mechanic for this, so that's actually kind of big. They have to export all the resources to me directly, which is kind of huge, because they have a number of resources. I use 1 slot to maintain this. They cannot cancel... I'm not sure if this means they can't go to war with me to cancel. I think they're allowed to do that. They can do like a revolution to try to get away. And then they get some bonuses. So I want this, and this gives me all of the current Ugarit holdings. I think I can sell them back this stuff here if I really wanted to. Although no, I don't want to take this, because then that's a war score that I want to what do you call it? Yeah, war score that I want to save for other things. So I want Ugarit to become my client state, and then I also want this, because this is part of Kadesh, and this, and I kind of want this part here too, but let me check and see for releasing. Yeah, because if I release Tunip doesn't include this stuff here. The, what do you call it? The Jabab, the Amatu location. So once I get Amatu, I will go for this deal, and I need a bit more war score anyways, so that's perfect. We're actually about to get Amatu, but we need to get the fort here as well to get this, the giant fort, to end the war off. So yeah, things are looking very, very good for this war, to be sure. Get to work on the fort. I haven't seen any armies at all from Ebla, so me having high army pay may be a bit going to waste, but again, we're succeeding so much because I'm playing it so safe, so no need to mess around here. Let's just keep it going at full power. We're going to get a lot from this war, so it's worth to pay up front, as it were. Oh, I closed something by accident, but I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what that was. Something about Sama? Oh, I think it's Sama being sieged by the barbs. It, like, popped up for, like, literally a split second. Scandal. Scandal is unfortunately part of the average day in the Armenian court, so it looks like Sargon was sleeping with Sophonisba, who is just some lady, and then his wife, Alyssa, isn't pleased about this. I'm not going to get involved, honestly. No, thank you. Alright, here's an Ebla army, but this is the army led by Pimei. Is Ebla still fighting the other people? Yeah, so we finally see an Ebla army in the area, but this is not their big doom stack I was scared of. So yeah, not sure what to make of that. These guys can probably come over and knock away these guys. Let's come to Kadesh. Yeah, I think we're fine. And I can't do this peace deal yet because I don't control the fort, so I don't get this stuff yet. I want to get this stuff. Greediest peace steal in the universe. We get a lot of AE. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me think about this very quick. Was it 50 AE was the threshold? Or is that maybe not in this mod? I don't see it in the tooltip here. That may only be from the base game or from... because that was in Terra Indomita. But we technically don't go to 50 AE, we go to 49 AE, so even if that is still a mechanic, we can still do this peace deal. I guess we aren't factoring in taking this stuff here, but I think it should be okay. Yeah, this is a crazy peace deal. Okay, here's the Ebla army. Okay, we finally found them. So, 7k. We do outnumber in total, but now that Ebla... yeah, this is 30 cohorts. Yeah, Ebla has clearly noticed what's going on in their south and are responding finally. Which means it might be worth taking a slightly stripped back peace deal. I guess we could also take this, technically. Get Jabab itself. I don't know if that's actually worth it, though. I'd rather let them keep an unfortified provincial capital city. It seems like kind of a good idea for the future. So we could do this peace deal right now. And it might be worth actually not fighting Ebla directly. Let me think about this pretty hard here. They have one leader. Yeah, so Zimrata himself is leading the force. That's the king in charge of that force there. So, one marshal on this, 30 cohorts. No chariots, which is really good. I was worried that I have chariots. In total, my combined army, which would be everyone here, basically. Let's see, 3k. They'd be around 8k, almost 9k. Not including, these mercs are going to get killed before they can join in the fight, so these guys will be dead. So we should, especially with our martial advantage, we should actually beat this force in a direct fight. But what's the value of that? Then we just get access to this province. I guess that is valuable. I do want to finish off getting... I'm gonna play greedily. I'm gonna let them go kill these mercs. Actually, you know what? I could just ban the mercs right before the fight starts. I think I might do that, honestly, because these mercs aren't going to be able to get away in time. Actually, that's not true. I can just leave. I don't know how long this is going to take, though. If they're able to escape in time, then I'll do that. But if they are going to get caught by Ebla, I'll disband them. I don't want Ebla to get war score from beating the mercs in a fight. I actually have to go through Jabab, which is not great. Let me just stay here and wait and see if Ebla just walks by, which they might do, honestly. And if they aren't going to walk by, I'll disband these guys. I don't need these mercs to win the fight later. They're just going to retake Jabab. Alright, we'll just stand here then. Or leave like this, a little weirdly. This is the only way we can go to get away from fort coverage. So let's go to Ahmad and just try to escape the area. Let's come down and save Charbon. Scorned family, by the way. The Abarid family is scorned right now. Oh, what's the issue? We lost Master of the Guard. We'll just assign Abarimi Abarid. Sounds fine to me. Pretty good marshal, so I think that's fine. Alright, these guys are gonna... What? Oh, I guess it's uncolonized. I was about to say, this is an illegal move, but I guess there's no fort coverage in uncolonized. They're gonna get stuck on the Machna fort, which I think is probably fine. That being said, I do want to catch these guys if I can to get more war score. Let's... yeah, I think... Well, hold on. I think we have the numbers advantage, especially if these guys get away. 4th of December. I just want to get away faster. These guys will run really far away, so I think it is worth trying to... Although these guys not being nearby the front might have its advantages. I stopped their fort progress, so I think we're safe to actually just ignore them and come up here and get ready for that fight. Yeah. It's so slow moving around here. Once we can build roads, it'll be so much nicer. Alright, they're going to take this. I think this force is going to head back to Jabab to try and keep these guys locked up here. Our fort coverage here does stop them a little bit, but mostly it's about waiting for our armies to arrive and reinforce. Which we will do soon. Alright, they're going to come over here. Can we escape? 1st of January. We can escape. Like that. Almost pulled it off here. Alright, they're just going to walk right by us. Actually, no, they're not. They're just going to not catch us. No, they are going to catch us, actually. Yeah, okay, these guys can't get away in time, because they're a day too late. Alright, thanks for your service, but you're no longer needed. Sorry, Ebla. No war score for you. Sucks to suck. Alright, so Ebla could hire these guys, which would be hilarious, but I could just always bribe them again. Okay, now the Urid army is going in a truly weird direction. I don't know where they're going now, but whatever. We've almost got everyone gathered together. Once we are... Oh, I did not notice this. This is fine, actually. Alright, everyone's gathered together. We're going to go as a big group, with my king leading, as it were. Okay, so step 1, we need to retake... actually, we don't need to retake Tanapa. This is not in our thing, so... Let's come grab Jabab, and then go and grab Amatu, and try and catch the army up here somewhere, if we can. Oh, there's the army. Okay, perfect. We'll just fight the army directly in the fort in... what's this place called? Khatna? Okay, so Khatna will be the site of the biggest battle of the campaign so far. 7.5k versus basically 9k. We have the big martial advantage, and morale-wise, 3.92, 4.07. So their morale bonus is definitely having an effect here, but wasn't sure we'd actually have a fight in this war, but here we go. The fight will actually happen. These guys are going to cause trouble down here, annoyingly, but if we win this fight, we'll have to come back down and deal with this, unfortunately. Or they may come north and try to join in the fight. We shall see. These guys will arrive 1 day early. That's fine, though. The game agrees with me that this is a good fight. So here we go. The big fight against Ebla is going to happen, and they're not going to be able to get away in time. At Khatna. Alright, the Battle of Khatna begins, and they are not doing too great. These guys are going to retake that. We'll have to deal with that in a moment. Yeah, look at the size of this battlefront here. These guys are getting shredded. So, speed 2. Speed 1? I'm on speed 1. Speed 2. There we go. Yeah, these guys are not doing great. There we go. That was a... Oh my gosh. That was like a double decisive victory there. We killed more than twice our numbers. We did roll very well, so that did help. Alright, now what we do is, these guys are going to run probably to Ebla, which gives us time to first of all send, let's see here. Which Merc force is the smallest right now? This force here. You are going to detach, come up and grab Tunanapa to get more war score, and then grab Jabab, and then start working on Amatu. And then everybody else, we're going to come down to catch these guys, probably at Kadesh, and then retake this stuff. And then come up and join. Oh! Hello, more mercenaries. Goodbye, more mercenaries. Actually, you know what? This means we can go and spend these mercenaries really quick here. Ebla's scrambling to try to get things under control here, but they screwed up in a big way, and they're not going to get it under control in time. Right. I don't actually necessarily want to take this fight. I just want to keep them from sieging down Kadesh. I just need to catch these guys is the main thing. Wait 1 day. There we go. I just don't want them to retake Kadesh. Because I absolutely need Kadesh in my control. Knob. We should catch these guys now for sure. There we go, yeah, okay. 31st of March, 28th of March. Capturing a lot of people as slaves as well, which is amazing. Alright, now up here. And I guess we should have walked over here too. So, whoops, these guys may arrive too late. That's fine. We'll catch Ugrit once again over here at a knob. Yeah, pretty decisive. Peace imminent? Okay, yeah, we have been at war for almost 3 years. Actually, over 3 years now. So, we'll go to peace soon, game, don't worry. That was a pretty brutal fight. I don't know where they're going now. Actually, they're going to go down here, probably, which is fine. We should have enough time now. So, you detach, come down here. And I think what we're going to do is actually go for a assault at Amatu with all of our mercenaries put together. Actually, even without all the mercenaries put together, we should have enough. Sell vegetables. I need to finish this war basically right now. I'm in the perfect position to do the war finish. Here you go up as well. Whoops, forgot to send you. Alright, more slaves for me. Get to work on that. And we're going to assault Amatu and then finish the war right then. Because we've got the war score, the enemy armies are out of position, this is our chance to get the peace deal that we need. And then we'll also be releasing Tunip to include that stuff up there. We'll eventually come get this from Tunip, but I don't need to get the entire Kadesh region in one fell swoop. And I think that, because releasing Tunip is better than just taking this, and I can't release Tunip and just take this as far as I remember from the wiki. Because nation releasing has some kind of weird things with territory that you're trying to get in the peace deal. Fortress under siege. Let's wait for everybody else to arrive, then we'll do an assault. And yeah, the end is near for Ebla. They are going to be in big trouble here. I've been completely ignoring my south while I've been doing all this, but it's been for a good cause. Having Ugrit as a client state up here in the north also gives us just a lot of presence up here, which is great. I think we'll wait for this force to arrive, and then we'll do the assault when everybody's here, just for maximum manpower protection. We actually have a lot of manpower even at the minute still, without running the manpower idea, which is great. Here comes the 500 stack. That's annoying, but they shouldn't be able to do too much to screw my plans up. Alright. Let's do the assault. We're not going to be able to sack Amatu directly, but that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, 68 assault power. This fort should go, even with it being a double fort. We're going to kill thousands of people in the assault, but it's worth it. Yes! It's all mine. Good. That was really, really costly without a breach, but you can see just how expensive that was. We lost like 4,000 men. Now try your best to scare them from coming to Kadesh before we get this, and then we'll be able to finish the war with the peace deal that we want. Just need this to switch control. Trade with Mari. Unless they'll do this peace deal now with me getting it even without that control. Hold on. They actually wouldn't quite yet, but they will soon. Alright. They actually still won't quite do it, which is very, 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 very frustrating. This is the exact peace deal I need, and they won't quite do it. Ugh, these guys are going to retake this. That's so annoying. Alright, whatever. Let's just come down and retake this. That's fine. Yep. Stability. After like a monthly tick or something, it's going to get fixed. So we can just come down and retake Kadesh. It's fine. It's fine. We'll catch these guys here. This fight should go fine even with our bad morale. Not too worried. Shame of a governor. In the midst of a follow season, Milk Piles, one of our most esteemed governors, held a vast and lavish party at a summer palace at Wadi Farah. Even his most loyal subordinates were shocked by this display of contempt for the plight of the common man, and have written directly to us, demanding some manner of justice is served. I think the commoners are not our problem. Sorry, but it's true. Okay, this is a goofy fight, but we should win this eventually. We just have such low morale, it's going to take a long time to shoot through these guys, but we're going to win. Annoying, but... Oh, okay. There they go. Alright, good. Come back and get Kadesh, and then we finish the war right then. And then we are good to go. Sell to these guys. Okay, that Ugarit army coming back could be a problem, but I think we're going to be okay. We just need to get Kadesh again, and then we're good to go. We should have the war score by now. Alright. Here comes Ugarit again. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my gosh, we're exactly at the amount we need. Just need this stuff to take over. Don't take that, don't take that, don't take that. Come on, please. Just a few more days, and we can get our great deal that we want. Oh my gosh, it's so close. Yes! Yes! Get fucked, Ebla! Here we go, okay. Holy crap. Alright, this was surprising. For such a triumphant war, we had such a nail-biting ending here. Alright, here it is. The peace deal of the century. This is Ipsherdagon's crowning achievement here at the end of his life. He's taken Dammâseq from a city-state in this Oasis Valley to a great local power of the Canaan area to become a true contender with a big client state in the north, the destruction of the historic nation of Ebla. What an absolute legend, and what a legendary way to end off his reign as he approaches the end of his life. Eblaite Kadesh to Aram. Ugarit becomes a client state for Aram. Eblaite Sha'irit to Aram. Eblaite Katna to Aram. Eblaite Amatu to Aram. And then we liberate Tunip in the north of us, which splinters Ebla's core population. We can easily fight Tunip later to get the rest of Kadesh. This is not a super high priority. This isn't a super valuable area of Kadesh. But this is the peace deal we can go for. 58 AE, an absolutely enormous cost to our AE, but Ebla is Ebla's not no more, but Ebla is severely weakened by this move, and we assert absolute dominance in the area. Here we go. We've done it. Alright, so Ebla is absolutely decimated. They now have Ugarit levels of cohorts, so they are still an important power in the area, but they are really screwed up here, including by Ebla becoming isolated. Incidentally, Tunip is now quite a powerful nation, stronger actually, or basically as strong as Ebla. That's fine though. I'm not too worried about that. Get me out of this war, please. Let's go ahead and lower all of our mercs and whatnot. We're going to get our economy back under control. But that was a absolutely enormous victory for Aram. Very, very good stuff. So there's a lot of management to do now of this new territory. This is all under the stewardship of our Kadesh governor, Milk Piles, for what that's worth. He's a lunatic now, so that's a little alarming. I should probably replace him because he lost a lot of finesse from that. Yeah. Let us do just that, actually. Change the governor to, let's see, actually first let me check. I think it should be fine. Yeah, he's on Arabid, so I think we're fine. So this is a very, very important province to get under control, so finesse is the way to go. This guy here is a pretty good contender, although he's very corrupt, which isn't great. I think Barak Ball might end up being my guy. Slave output as well from being governor. No corruption problems, good loyalty. Barak Ball it is. Okay, so first things first, I think the fort at Charbin is going to go. We can now re-prioritize over to our actual locations. And by the way, over here, the loyalty is more or less under control now over here, so that's a bummer. Up here, it's still trending down very fast. And down here, it's trending down very fast. So these rebellions will still happen in the future. We do technically border this province, so we can attack this rebellion when it happens, for what that's worth. Ugarit is now our client state, so they're going to pay us a giant, almost 2 gold per month. with all the other modifiers we've looked at before. This is quite the lick to hit, as it were, so pretty good stuff. Ugrit is no sneeze, as it were. I don't know where all these sayings are coming from, but they are happening. One nice thing about Ugrit is that they do protect us quite a bit from Ursu in a roundabout way, because Ursu, through their client state, Alalak, do border Ugrit, but I don't think Ursu will feel comfortable declaring war on me and Ugrit together, the way that I didn't feel comfortable declaring war on Ebla and Ugrit together. So the swing army of Ugrit is now under our control, which is great. And I don't know, I guess let me check here. If I were to declare war, I actually don't, I can decline to call in Ugris. That's actually quite good, so that is handy to see. Now, one thing I'm going to do right away is actually switch my martial ethos back over to conscription. I think that is the better option. And of these other options here, I don't think anything else that I could switch to right now really is better. Yeah, I guess technically central urban spaces might be handy right about now for loyalty management, but I think we're okay, and the slave output's worth a lot. I'm going to be at peace for the rest of Ipterdagon's life, and probably for a fair bit of Arashat's start of her reign, because I just have so much to manage here. Incidentally, by the way, I think all this territory I took is outside the Canaan area, so I'm not really advancing towards my mission, but I've explained already my reasoning for why I've done this in the way that I have. So let's go ahead and start to manage this territory here. So first of all, the fort at Carbon is no longer necessary. Let's go ahead and destroy that. I'm going to keep the fort at Machna because that is the planned future capital, or the planned current capital of the area. Down here, I think I will go ahead and switch this onto... This could actually get away with assimilation, which I think is something I will go for. I guess it's still a little disloyal, but I think that's fine. Well, local autonomy might be better. Well, I think we'll give it assimilation, honestly. This is kind of in between my core and this new area up here. This place is actually not that upset. We have very, very high stability right now, so that's helping a lot, honestly. Okay, so in this new territory up here, first things first, let's organize the stuff. So Kadesh is probably our most important province up here because it controls this mountain passageway. And does Kadesh itself stay as our capital? I guess the capital moved to Kirata because this game is frustrating. Incidentally, Kadesh is itself a good spot because the fort here does directly block that passageway, so I think Kadesh does become our capital. I can just move the capital over here safely right now because there's no more nations to conquer to get more of that. So, I think we do make Kadesh the capital, and I think we do fortify it immediately. That's a big priority. It's already a city, but it's a city of people that aren't the right culture. But let's remember that Kadesh is a Canaanite culture group, so we want to assimilate these guys. In fact, I think I will immediately set it over to cultural assimilation. And if I'm able to already, I don't think I can yet, I'll have to wait a little bit. I'll set up a colony over here as well. If I scroll down to it, here they are. Oh, it actually just picks Kadesh immediately, that's perfect. Alright, Kadesh gains colony. I'm going to do this right now, because Kadesh is an important spot to get under control. So lose some loyalty in the Kadesh province, but we get those bonuses. We've seen this all before. Kadesh, a Dammâseq colony. Alright, this is for the best. Alright, so the location's grown a fair bit from this, but that's quite handy. Right, now in terms of these other spots, we have a mine here for precious metals. I probably want to set up a precious metal trade there. Let me remind myself, do I still have enough slaves down here? I do not. Let me move a slave over here from nearby. There we go. Now we have another copy of precious metals. I should check on this every so often. I think we will set up a slave thing over here. We have a lot of slaves in the area, so we should do that a bit later on. Not right this second. Also, let's remember decrease the pay and stop paying for forts. Alright, over here we have no buildings. Just gonna look for buildings really quick. I could also colonize Jiplaya, which I think I should do, just so that the other nations can't move through this mountain pass, because they'd have to go through my territory. So this doesn't seem like a very big priority to colonize, but I think actually for that reason, I should get this. I guess I might be able to do that a bit later. I could save up my PI. Mostly it's PI that I want to save up. I might also colonize Adlea, honestly, just so I don't have this weird thing in the middle here, but alternatively I could colonize closer to Yabrudu and then take them on as a little side war, though I'm going to be at peace for a long time. Let me just colonize Jiplaya so I get this under my control. I think that's probably a good idea. Yeah, so now I do fully control all the passageways, otherwise they could kind of sneak through Japlaya. That's quite nice. Over here, this all looks fine. Now, Kirita isn't a bad spot for a city. It is the right distance from Kadesh, but I don't really want two cities in the area right now, and this... It's also a bit too close to some of these other areas. Let me actually look down here first. So down here, Harbija, which is right next to Kadesh, which is annoying, but it's probably the best spot in the whole province down here. Shah-Irit is this kind of desert-side plains area, so not a lot of great spots around here. Harbija is a much stronger spot than Shah-Irit itself, but Shah-Irit does have better coverage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually, that's not even right. Harbija is better. Harbija is really close to Kadesh, but I actually don't mind too much because it also helps protect the entrance to the sort of valley area leading to my core, so this isn't the worst spot ever for a city, ultimately. And it's farmland, so I think we just gotta go for it. So we'll keep Harbija as the capital. I will destroy the fort down here, and then checking around here. We have a hunting camp, no longer. I should fortify Harbija, honestly. Actually, you know what, before I do any fortifications, let me see if I can reach stone yet. Because I might be able to save a lot of money as I buy stuff. So let me go ahead, because I did get more range, I think. Actually, did I do that? I don't remember. No, I didn't do that, but I went for something else. I may temporarily cancel sheep. Can I reach stone? I can reach stone now, so that's good. So let me go ahead and get an extra copy of stone, just for a second, for build cost. And then we'll do all of our buildings. So now we can build the fort for a little bit more cheaply. And we'll build the fort here as well. Perfect. Right, so up here, Aliyat is way too close to Harbija, so that's not going to work. Yeah, so Kirta, I think I will go ahead and destroy, revoke. Yeah. Same with Aliyah. It's a lot of tyranny, but I'm not selling any slaves, at least. That's not going to contribute. Over here, Kizhel almost for sure won't be my city down here. This is such a desolate area. It's plains. So let's revoke down here. So I think what I will do, though, is... Katna is a really good spot, honestly, for a city again. It's already fortified, which is nice. Farmland, riverside. It's right on the border with Ebla, which is nice as well. Also, let's go ahead and see here. 25. Let's see. Culturally speaking, some of it's Kadesh, and then some of it is Amorite. So the Kadesh parts, at least, I want to assimilate over. But everything else over here... Let me back out here, actually. Yeah, like the Katna and everything up here, these guys are wrong culture groups. These guys aren't going to be... yeah, I'll need to get more PI first, but these guys are probably going to switch over to local autonomy or harsh treatment. So Katna will probably stay as the capital up here. And then any buildings to get rid of? Not really. Jabab is an interesting location, but probably not going to be the city here. Let's revoke that. Up to 92 tyranny. Yikes. And around here, sell more stuff. Sell that as well. We have a level 2 fort in Amatu. This fort in Amatu, also we should move the capital over to Amatu, I think. Amatu is not on the river, but it is the right... Well, it's a little close to Katna, actually. I guess is one problem. Technically speaking, I think Sinzar is a slightly better spot. It's the right distance from Katna, and it's directly on the border, and it's in this really great kind of central location. Malaya is also pretty good. Yeah, especially if we have a city up here, Malaya might be a better spot. Malaya is also the right distance from Katna. It actually, well, it doesn't quite block off this mountain passageway, but it's a bit better for that, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think Malaya might be our better spot, to be honest, over Sinzar. It's otherwise, like, the same. So... one last little teeny bit of tyranny. As long as I stay under 100, I'm sure I'm okay. Yeah, so Malaya will be the capital up here, and I can go ahead and move it safely. and we can fortify that thing. Okay. That is good. We have reorganized this as best we can. Oh my gosh, we are at extreme levels of tyranny right now. I really need to calm down with the tyranny. I mean, this is going to help our AE go down a lot faster, so that's not the worst thing ever, but you know, we have got to calm down on the tyranny. There's not that many ways to lower it quickly, as I've said before, so yeah. Actually, did I check all the buildings around here? I think I did. Yeah. Let a day go by. Okay. Let's proceed. So, yeah, that was a big, big change. We can now sell to people, sell to Jaffa. We'll probably get more resources as well. Sell to these guys. Sell to Preely as well. Good stuff. Alright, well, my greed is going to pay off, I think, in a big way. We're up to 1851 gold per month. Holy crap. That is a crazy boost to our economy. That was like a 50% boost to our economy just by itself. That's wild. Alright. I am 5k manpower as well, maximum. That's quite good. So we're going to make back our money from this war. And the bigger point of all this is now, Ebla, Tunip, all these other guys are all similar sizes to each other. So I'm no longer existentially threatened in the north the way that I was before. Really the last thing I want to do in Kadesh before I turn my attention back towards forming Canaan is probably to get this territory held by Tunip that I had to give them in that peace deal. And Tunip definitely is weaker than we are, so we can just beat Tunip one-on-one with really no problem. And I will probably do that. I might honestly just do that when my army's raisable again, just so I finish off Kadesh, and then I go to my long peace. I know I just said that I need to calm down, but what can I say? I'm misadventurer. I'm never peaceful. It's like that meme on YouTube, you know, the guy from the African movie who's like, I don't want peace, I want conflict always. It's like a really funny video. I don't know, I'll try and find it. If you know what I'm talking about, you know the meme. It's like the funniest villain speech ever. Anyways, yeah, so for the last like 30 years, Sama's being sieged by these barbarians, which is kind of funny to think about, but yeah. Yeah, definitely Ipterdagon has succeeded in a big way. I don't think anyone could have imagined Dammâseq rising in this manner, but things have gone very, very, very well in this campaign. But it's not been an easy campaign. As you've seen, there have been trials and tribulations. We didn't have the easiest start in the universe, although we were gifted with some great early advantages. And things just generally took some planning and some grit, but we've accomplished a lot in just... we're a little under 50 years in, or I think we're about 45 years in, or about 44 years in, I believe. Does it say it actually up here? I don't remember if it says that. Not sure. But yeah, because I think that 825 would be, let me think. Let me get you some math in my head really quick here. So 800 was 15 years in, which means that, actually, yeah, 835... Yeah, okay, yeah, it's not 825. 835 is 50 years, so we're a few years away from the 50-year anniversary of the campaign beginning. So definitely doing pretty well, I think, overall. So pretty happy with that. Right, let me search just by provinces. So who's the worst off? These guys are under control. This is fine. Yeah, I think we're... I need to spend my PI again, that's right. We have a religious advance as well. Good stuff. Let me, before I forget to do this, switch these guys over. Probably to harsh treatment. Can I get away with local... Actually, I want to demote these guys, so I do think I want harsh treatment. Because let's remember, harsh treatment demotes them, but it's going to demote them to freemen, which is their cultural highest class available. Because the way it works, again, is that every culture that isn't integrated can only be as high as a freeman, normally. So they're going to demote down to freemen, where they're going to be useful for my population anyways, so... Not the worst thing in the universe. One more invention. We could get triumphal coins right now to get some more manpower, but I don't really think we need to. We're going to be at peace for a while after everything that we've done, so we could keep waiting. We could also grab equal integration, or we could make our way over here now that we do have a subject. Incidentally, we could also change our tribute a little bit here. Let me look at Ugarit's relationship with me really quick. So Ugarit, their opinion of me is 44. Which I don't know whether Ugarit's allowed to like rebel against me or how that works exactly. But but I do really value the gold coming in. Only 1.06 per month right now. So Ugarit's not worth a ton, so getting 25%, that's like 0.25 for a big expense for Ugarit's opinion. Or I could get 50 opinion basically for free. Like, I'm not really getting a ton of value from them. The whole point of getting Ugarit as a subject is more to keep anybody else from having Ugarit as a subject, and they do provide that swing army in the area, so I think we can safely go to lax income without much of an effect, but with a big bonus for Ugarit's opinion of me. So that's pretty good. Also, this is a pretty interesting option here. I don't actually, that being said though, I think subject releasing isn't allowed in this mod. I think I remember looking on the Discord for that, so maybe we don't go for that. We could get coding now and then reorganize our trades. This gets us closer to the very, very strong improved Familia option. I don't know though. Actually, getting monthly tyranny reduction might be kind of important. Let me take a look at that. Tyranny. Okay. I'm assuming it's all going to be in this area, but just to be thorough, any tyranny reducing innovations we could go for around here? No. How about in religious? No. Okay, so monthly tyranny minus 0.01, monthly tyranny minus 0.02, minus 0.01, minus 0.01. Yeah, not that much. We could get open negotiations to get towards it. Also, we get more range from that. And then this is pretty strong too. Contract laws. Getting access to more laws would be quite handy, and more control range, and more dip range. Yeah, I think hierarchy of responsibilities is pretty important. Or we could go through Summit Tree, but then we miss out. Well, hold on. I think I want dip range more than control range. I could get shady connections just for fun. I don't really think that's necessary. Alternatively, cultural administration is really strong. I think... Actually, we can get domestic laws by getting granted citizenship. So I think let's get this and sort of investigate what our new law options are. So a series of levels, each denoting different rights and privileges, which can be attained by non-citizens in our nation, ensure there is a ladder to climb and that there is always something to work towards. Okay. With that being done, also once we get the oratory advancement in 831 at this rate, we're gonna get another set of or rather another 2 civ tech points. So just to plan for that, what do we want from this? We could get law progress 2 to get the next level up of military laws, but I don't think Royal Guard is really necessary at the minute. Once we're dealing with like the major powers like Mari and whatnot, we may need to rely on legions, but I don't think it's called for quite yet. Where was I? Back over here. We could also get this, but I don't think it's called for. We can just use our 2. Let me think about this. If farming settlement build cost means like the farming settlement building, getting this and then spending a lot of money on building farms could be quite handy, but also reducing our national manpower is, obviously a mixed bag. City building slots could be quite good, or actually dip range 100% is pretty strong, so I think we go for palatial development, honestly. And we can build a palace at the capital. Palaces are really strong buildings, and each level of palatial development gives you access to palaces in more spots. Building a palace in our capital would be actually quite big, so this is actually a pretty big priority, so yeah, that settles that. And then while I'm paused, actually, let me go ahead and check my simulation progress very briefly here. 78% Dammâseq. We have a lot of slaves that moved around. Actually, you know what? Let me also not trade for stone permanently, because that was a mistake. Let me reset all my trades here, because I think I reach more people now. Let me get this reorganized. Give me just a sec here. Make sure that this is efficient. At this point, I'm planning on Imperator to die at any minute, so I just want to be really secure for the succession here. Okay, so first things first, we could trade for vegetables and then do some slave movement with our current money, which I think is probably a worthwhile venture, so I will get that going probably for the next episode, although I won't trade for vegetables, obviously, forever. It's just temporarily for slave movement. So with that being noted, we could also get, let's see, what does dates give me? Commerce income. we do have a fair bit of commerce, so getting more commerce income is probably worth 1 slot. So let's get a surplus of dates. Trade with... Let me try to trade with the bigger powers now at this point. So, like, I'm not going to trade with Jaffa. I'll trade with a Sur to get the commerce bonus. Yeah, that's worth a lot. And then on top of that, let me think about this. So the priorities at the minute are things like pop promotion speed, dip rep probably isn't needed right now. Loyalty of characters hasn't really been a big issue in this campaign so far, but getting 4% province commerce from 2 fruit in the capital is actually quite good as well, so let's trade for fruit. We'll trade with Ugarit, actually, and we'll trade with, let's see, we'll trade with Hit. Alright. Actually, no, Hit wouldn't do it, never mind. I was looking at the wrong people. Let's trade with the Egyptians. Alright, so now we have a surplus of fruit. 4% commerce here is worth a bit, and then more loyalty of characters, just to be safe. Especially when the succession happens, I'm expecting to see some loyalty shenanigans from the family heads. They're not going to be pleased to be ruled over by a woman, and also not Ipterion, who's a, you know, a famous guy. Let's see. What else do we trade for? We could also just trade for value, but I think we can get more creative than that. Could get some copper. We get 1 copy. Copper is very, very rare, as is tin for that matter. So we can get some copper from Kypros, so that is not too surprising. Ledra is in Kypros. 5% local tax in our capital province is actually probably worth quite a lot. And securing the copper trade for herself is also kind of nice. Let me look and see here. So 1705, let me trade for copper. And then 1710, so it's worth 0.05 by itself. Possibly not worth it, actually, at the minute. If we could get a second copy of copper, the discipline bonus is really strong, but I think we'll cancel that for now. Not as good as I thought. I could also get more manpower from wood, but that's not too great. Population output's always good. Also, food-wise, things are definitely fine. Even in our very populous Damascus Oasis capital province, we have plenty of food now that the drought is receding. In terms of just bonuses from the surpluses, 8% slave happiness nationally is actually stronger than I thought before. I should probably get this. This is going to help our unrest a lot across the nation. So I guess we'll trade with Jaffa out of necessity, and then we'll trade with Kumadu as well. Alright. We have how many slots left? We've got 2 more slots. Could get 1 more surplus, or just get resources for value. I think at this point, the surplus bonuses matter more than the value. What could we get a double copy of? I think earthenware. Actually, do we have earthenware locally? We actually don't have earthenware locally, so let's get earthenware. Trade with Sir, and trade with Mari. There we go. So the earthenware is national freeman output and then local citizen happiness, so that's quite strong. Okay, I think that's a good set of trades to do there. And then just to be thorough, anywhere else that has any trade available, I don't expect to see that because I don't have any ports, but just to be thorough, let me just check and see really quick. No, I don't think so. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Brudu is definitely on the chopping block because these guys are living in my territory, basically. Yeah. This gives me another passageway north as well once I take them. Yeah, so the 2 wars that I have planned that are smaller scale, just to kind of wrap up the north for now, is a war against Tunip to get this, and then a war against Jabrudu just to take it for myself, and then I'll eventually colonize around them and whatnot. But, yeah, things are looking quite solid. Okay, and then assimilation-wise, let me just check really quick to verify. Actually, I was going to do slave movement, that's right. So I want to move slaves down to, I think it was Harika for the precious metals. We have 4 slaves here already. I think I probably just want to move slaves. I'm not going to try to move Dammâseq slaves up again, that was too expensive, and I don't think the value is that great. So let's just move some slaves from the area in here. Also, disallow slave promotion in the area. Alright, so I'm going to need, how much? 12 slaves total. Yeah. Okay, so let's see, move them from Kadesh is probably smart. 1, 2, 3, I need 5 more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there we go, we have a second copy. I could go for a third copy. That is tempting. I think I would need 12 more, though, is the issue. That's a lot to ask. Yeah, I don't think that's... Well, I could do it with the slaves just in the province, honestly. Yeah. Let's do it. There we go, okay. And these guys are, I guess, over pop capacity, which isn't ideal. I didn't think about that. So we will be... What's the effect of that? I guess there'll be a food effect, but the food here is fine. Will they actually be killed, though, is the problem. It's going to slow down growth, I think. It slows down growth a little bit. I don't really care about that. I think this is fine. Okay, so we'll attend to that more later. But that's going to be it for this episode of the Dammâseq Campaign. An absolutely triumphant episode, and the crowning achievement of Imperator in his lifetime, to be sure. This war was a masterclass of careful planning, execution, and luck, all playing into a great victory for Aram. Whatever the case, next episode we're going to be just trying to get things back under control. We really took some serious tyranny in this war and in cleaning up all those cities, so we need to calm down in that front. And just generally attending to our nation's stability is a big important factor right now. We can eventually turn back down to the south and continue our march towards Canaan, but we do have a few more things in the north to clean up in the meantime before we get back to that. Whatever the case, that's going to be it for this episode of the Dammâseq Campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.